Hello.
Hello. Are you awake? We were very sorry that we woke you up probably.
No, it's all right. I'm glad we got to meet each other this morning or this afternoon for you. The time is 6:38 in the morning here, and I know it's late afternoon in Berlin. How are you all doing?
Fine.
Fine. Woo! Okay. So what's going on in Berlin right now? What are you guys doing?
We're dreaming of Los Angeles weather because it's raining and snowing a little bit here. It's grey.
Wow. Well, weather's been great here. It's been probably in the 20s, or I had shorts on yesterday, which is really great. It has been colder, but now it's warm again. And my friend from Denmark visiting, and we do nothing but, I go to work, but she does yoga and goes for hikes, so.
Yeah, make us jealous with your shorts.
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit jealous of you know, the Berlin coziness. I really like Berlin.
Okay. The coziness, also die Gemütlichkeit, ne? Yeah, Morten also speaks German, so if your English in a certain time is not too good, then you can speak a little German to Morten, right?
Ja, Sie können Deutsch sprechen.
Sie können Deutsch sprechen. Gut. Because our course will end pretty soon. I think maybe we can stay a bit longer, but a lot of my students are professional sportsmen, so they need to go to that training. So maybe we get into the interview right now. Is that okay for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So first of all, we appreciate that we could wake you up and you are there 5 minutes after waking up and being our special guest for our Skype interview. We just lost our questions. Oh no! Here we go. Okay. So yeah. At the moment, we discover the field of pop music. So we find that you will be our professional that we could ask to that topic. The whole unit is called "Why a Hit Becomes a Hit." So we thought we could maybe get a better understanding asking you. So, but first of all, please could you introduce yourself as a musician? What do you do? Where are you aiming right now towards? Because we looked in your Facebook and your new album a little bit. And how is music life in Los Angeles compared to Europe, compared to Copenhagen or Berlin? 3 questions in one.
Okay. Let me answer the first question. So, I'm a singer and songwriter, and I've been writing songs since I was a kid. I think I wrote my first song when I was around 10. And it made a lot of sense to me even back then. I liked to involve 2 twin girls that were friends of mine, and we sat there and tried to come up with lyrics. I remember when we were just kids. And I just wrote songs throughout my teens and 20s, and now I'm 36 years old, and I studied music in Aarhus, Denmark, at the Music Conservatory, and I studied pop singing. And then, you know, we have a bunch of other classes, and I learned to play the piano when I was a kid as well, so that's been my other instrument. And for the past 10 or 12 years, I've been freelancing as a singer-songwriter and also as a music teacher. That's why I know Johannes. I sang in various vocal groups, and I have been in a number of bands, and right now I have a band in Copenhagen called Kjær Project, and otherwise I do concerts here in LA on my own, or with friends of mine. I have some friends here in LA too that I perform with. So that's what my music career is. Question number 2 is what?
What are you doing right now for your music future?
Yeah. So I think as an artist, I'm trying to find the sound that's recognizable. And this summer I went to visit Johannes in Berlin, and he said to me that he felt like I needed to turn up the contrast in my career. It was a metaphor. I think he felt like I had been doing many different genres of music over the past years, and it was time to sort of settle on one genre and to do that so it's very clear to an audience which kind of music it is. So I'm an electronic artist, pop soul artist, and my goal is, like many other musicians, to get some kind of commercial recognition so that people will come to shows and book me for gigs. And they already do, but I'd like it to be way more. I like to travel more with my band and perform more at theaters and concert venues and festivals, and I'd like to be played more on the radio. So that's what I'm aiming right now.
Cool. And last question from me, but by me, is how is music life in Los Angeles compared to Copenhagen or Berlin?
Yeah, music life in LA is obviously different from both Copenhagen and Berlin, just because of the size of the city. It's the second largest city of the U.S., and I think, you know, depending on which Wikipedia you consult or website you consult, it has, you know, millions and millions of people. You know, Denmark has a population of 5.5 million people, and I think you'll probably need 2 times the population of Denmark to just fill up Los Angeles, because Los Angeles, I think, has 30 million people or something like that. So it's a very large scene. One of the things that's dominating here in the city is the movie industry and television industry. There are a lot of studios out back here, you know, Universal Studios and Warner Brothers and Disney, and those studios produce TV series and a lot of films, and they use musicians. They will have typically music executives that will sit and listen to music by different artists and try to find the perfect song or the perfect score to be a part of this project. So a lot of artists, music artists, are here to also be part of that industry, which can be very lucrative. You can make some money if you get into that scene. So that's definitely something. And there's a lot of songwriters here. You know, people like me that come because there's a crowd and it's fun to be where there's a lot of people. You know, even if you do music that's a part of a niche, a smaller, like a sub-genre, there's still a big crowd that may like it. If you play a weird banjo, there might still be 1,000 people that think weird banjo is cool just because there's 30 million people here. So that's another thing. In Denmark, if you're slightly off the beaten path, then people might not be interested, or not very many people.
Okay, cool. So now...
Am I speaking too fast?
Sorry?
Am I speaking too fast?
I don't know, I can understand you. Sometimes the connection is a bit bad, but some say it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Let me know if I should do anything differently.
Okay. They let you know. So for our big topic, why a hit becomes a hit, we found some subcategories, and the first one is a very known one by you. It's called Orehanger, Ohrwurm, and the second is commercialization. Genau. So every student creates an article for a website and have a specific question for you. So the first one, for the first subcategory Orehanger, is Dominic, and he gets now to my place and ask you a question.
Hi, Dominic.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So my question is, do you think there is a special musical rule to compose an Orehanger?
I do think that a lot of pop songs are made off of a similar recipe, and you know, I have seen like almost scientific studies about some of the biggest hits in history. They have had some of this, almost, if you look at the waveform of the song, they've had almost a similar kind of waveform. So there will be like some kind of intro, and then there'll be sort of a smaller verse, and then a big chorus, a smaller verse, a big chorus, bridge that goes someplace else, and then 2 big choruses with some improvisation, and then an ending. That's a very typical pop form, and I think throughout history there has been a lot of those songs that have become hits. But also every once in a while there's a hit song that nobody understands why it's such a hit, but it just has that sound or that thing that makes it special. So I do think that hit makers follow a recipe, but I also do think that sometimes there are other songs that make it on the charts. Yeah.
Thank you.
So the next one is Caro.
Hi, Caro.
Hi. Yes.
Also, ist das noch eine Frage?
Nein.
Stay with us. So, da ist deine Frage.
Yes. I have two questions. At first, what do you think? Where does the hook line come from?
Where do I think that was, sir?
The hook line or the Ohrhänger? Yeah, Ohrhänger.
Where comes the Ohrhänger from?
Okay.
Do you think where does that come from? You always think.
I mean, what makes something an Ohrhänger?
Meinst du komponieren, wie ein komponiert?
Nein,
oder?
also was denkt, woher der kommt, der Ohrwurm.
Ach so. Why do you think it stays at the person's, the Ohrhänger? Why does it lock into the ear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I think when something becomes Ohrwurm, it has to do with there's something that people recognize and identify with. So right now everybody's in LA is listening to Uptown Funk It Up, Uptown Funk It Up. But forget, is that the lyric? Uptown Funk?
Yes.
Or like, I love it, do purple, you know, when people listen to that all the time, I think it's because it's very repetitive. It's almost like children's songs that are designed to go into the lyrics, come back. And typically, it's just a few notes, like 1 or 2 or 3, melody note that stick to you, like some of the songs, nursery rhymes or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And the second question I have is, do you always intend to create a catchy tune?
No, I don't. You know, I know many producers that sit and they try to write hits, and the whole thing is to write a hit. And they even have books that are called How to Make a Hit. And, you know, it can be fun to try and make something that has some kind of impact, but usually I write songs because I have an idea, and that idea doesn't always fit into that typical hit format, and I don't want to be forced into making it up-tempo or something like that. So I'll just write a poem, or I'll write some kind of melody line. Sometimes it's jazz, or sometimes it's like weird experiments, and I want those songs to be there too. I don't just want to make things as simple as hits sometimes are. I want to allow for a little more complexity, something that needs more time to become an ohrwurm.
Okay.
So I don't always try, but some do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, I have also 2 questions. What songs do you think are mostly suspect for a catchy tune?
Which songs that I sing?
Are mostly suspect for a catchy tune.
So of my own songs or of other people's songs?
Also from other people's songs, if you know.
So you're asking me if I do any songs, if I perform any songs that are big hits? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I sometimes do home concerts. I perform at people's houses. Johannes went to one of the home concerts that I did in Berlin last summer. And at that home concert, I performed the Adele song Skyfall, you know, from the James Bond movie. So, when Skyfall, I come low. And, you know, it's interesting to see what happens when you start playing that song, because everybody's faces light up, and they get, you know, they love Adele, and they love that movie, and they love something that they can recognize. And sometimes it's just nice for the brain to hear something that it knows. So people were like very singing that song that we've been listening to on the radio. So when I do concerts, if I don't, you know, I have a few songs that some people know, but I like to mix in like commercial hit songs every once in a while because I get that warm effect. So yeah.
Okay. And what song is of you is a catchy tune?
Well, a long time ago, like 12 years ago, I wrote a song with a friend that was on the Eurovision Song Contest in Denmark. What was that called in Germany?
The same.
The same? Okay. So we were a vocal group, 6 guys who sang a song called I Australien, which means in Australia. And that was very popular that year, and people listened to it on the radio and really seemed to like it. And it was kind of a happy, upbeat song about traveling to Australia. Jag tänker på oss där. Visst du vill hemma, så blir man aldrig ifrån. I Australien. That was the chorus of it. And it was kind of a family-friendly song. A lot of people like it. It was nice. I heard a friend of mine went to a playground one time and heard some kids jump up and down like there were walls and singing this song. They didn't know he was there, so they just liked the song and were singing it as they were playing. And you know, of course, if you're a songwriter, that's great news. That means that you did something right. So, yeah, that's one of the catchy songs that I wrote, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do this time? Okay. Maybe Juliana left us already, but I will ask one question of her. What do you think, Morten, is the most important thing for a pop song? Is there one thing what is most important?
In order to what? To achieve what?
I think commercial success.
I think it needs to be identifiable. So it needs to be about something that people like or are into. Like, you know, there's been this whole thing lately of, you know, women talking about independence. It's all about the bass, or I'm not going to be your Barbie doll, or, you know, a lot of people, there's a lot of songs that speak to women and female empowerment, or it needs to have a groove that's good for dancing, like Uptown Funk or something like that, or it needs to have an incredible singer that just, you know, knocks everybody out of the park. So it would be like Adele that has this really beautiful voice and is really young, and or like Whitney Houston that just, you know, sings her ass off. And I think different things can make a hit song, but I think it needs to be impressive, or something you can dance to, or something that is about a topic that moves your heart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, that is Lawrence.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hey. My question is maybe a little bit special because it's about YouTube. And what is harder, to become famous by producing music with racist company, or by YouTube, like gamers or some singers on YouTube, like Justin Bieber? He is famous on YouTube.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some people that work very well for YouTube, and I think if you just look at it statistically, I think a lot of younger people watch YouTube. I personally don't look at YouTube too much, and I don't follow anybody really on YouTube. But I think if you're a teenager, if you're in your 20s, you watch a lot of YouTube artists, and that's when you can have a big hit on YouTube. I know people that only make content for YouTube. They sit at home and do videos in their apartment all day long, put it on YouTube, hoping that you get a lot of following. on YouTube. So it's like a strategy also of an artist. When you think about, okay, the people that like my music, are they people that also like YouTube? Then that might be a good place to go and put your music. Or is it more people that like to go to live concerts, or people that like to buy albums and records to work for? So yeah, but I know a guy who's a music executive. He worked with Beyonce and different people, and he sits. He works in the music industry, and he sits at home, and then he logs onto YouTube to look for young artists, and he likes them when they're 15 or 16 years old, and then he'll contact them through YouTube and say, "Hi, my name is Mark, his last name. I work for EMI, the music label, and I think you have talent. I would like to set up a meeting with you and your parents." And then he has a meeting with them, and they maybe decide to start a collaboration, and then he does artist development. He spends the next 2-3 years, shaping them, finding the right repertoire for them, training the voice, teaching them to dance, teaching them to do interviews, and then when they're 19, 20, they will put out their first album, like Justin Bieber, or like Taylor Swift, or like Adele, and they will hopefully make this. So that's a strategy in some parts of the business. But you have to find them young. I mean, if they're 21, they're uninteresting to him because they're too old.
Yes, okay. All right, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So it's hard to become a YouTube star for you right now, because you're not 15
I
anymore.
mean, to be honest, I like to never rule out opportunities. And I think the world is a magical place, and anything can happen for anybody. And every once in a while, Susan Boyle comes out of nowhere and is a woman in her 60s, and becomes a big success. So there are definitely exceptions to every rule, and I don't like to limit my thinking by, although I sometimes do feel stressed out about age, because music industry, like many other businesses, likes young people. So, and the older you get, the more doors probably close in your career. So, typically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Paul?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Paul, and I have a question. What do you think are the best strategies to get money with music without big labels like Universe?
I do think that these years most of the money come from writing music. So if you like to write songs, and you, for instance, I know a young girl from Denmark called Sarah West, and she has been focusing on writing, and she got a publishing deal, which means that she basically goes to an office and drops off recordings of her songs, and then the office contacts different artists and asks, "Hey, we have this song in our catalog, would that be good for you?" And then it may be cut by Taylor Swift or by, Britney Spears on a new album, and that's when you start making money. So unless you yourself are an incredibly successful artist, you can make money off of selling your songs to other artists. Or get your music into TV or film or commercials. There's a lot of money there because so many people watch it. So if you can get a song on Grey's Anatomy or in the new Star Wars movie, then you start making money.
And how do you get your money?
I get my money from a combination of things, and I get some money from performing, but most of the money that I make, I actually get it from doing workshops for choirs and vocal groups. Right now I'm working on a theater project in Los Angeles, and that's how I make my money. I am the musical director, and I teach 7 singers and make musical arrangements for them. And one of my songs is on that theater show as well, and they pay me money to be a part of that. So it's sort of a little bit of a creative thing, but it's also a teaching thing. So that's how I make my money this month. Next month it might be different.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, I'm Gordon.
Hi.
And my question is, how do you merchandise yourself? We saw some videos of you where you talk about some home concerts, or you talked about the epic duck race. I think you called this so. And yeah, my question is, how do you merchandise yourself?
Well, I think that everybody wants to get attention on the internet because the internet is a great free way of promoting yourself. And I think I've been thinking about different ways that I can involve people and feel help. I'm an independent artist, so I have very much need for people to watch what I do on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram, YouTube, and all those channels. So I try to be entertaining, and I try to create something that people will remember. You know, a lot of artists will say, well, I have another record coming up and it's going to be very good. And it's probably true, but you know, it can drown out in the noise of what everybody's doing. And I've noticed that people typically respond well to funny stuff or cute stuff. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do that will involve people in a funny way? And it doesn't have to be about the music or anything, it can just be about something silly. So, and I have this rubber duck collection. I was like, what can I do with the rubber ducks? And a friend of mine took some pictures of me once with all my ducks. And I was like, I'm going to make a duck campaign because people will remember that. And then we made a video of me sitting in my bathtub, my friend was in there, and all the rubber ducks. And then people all wanted, he has that rubber duck thing going, so they started buying them from me, and then they wanted the pink one, the microphone. And then they started competing, and you know, I was like, I'm gonna make a race, and, you know. So it's just trying to come up with original ways of getting attention without being annoying.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Good luck with the big race.
Thank you so much. It's on Sunday. You can still get your duck.
Okay.
Hi. Good morning, Morten. My name is Dominic, and I also have some questions for you. I already know something about your about the things you do to become more successful as a musician, and I would like to know: is it possible for you to become more popular with performances at events, or especially sport events or something?
So what, can you say the question one more time?
My question is it possible to you to become more popular with performances at events, like sport events or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it's all about which kind of repertoire you have. I think the people that would go to sports events would probably typically want to hear something that's a little bit upbeat, has a nice groove, and puts you in the mood for a game. I think in the past, a lot of my songs have maybe been a little bit too jazzy and too like introverted to really work well for sports. But some of the songs I've been doing lately could definitely work for a game of some kind, or festivals. I know there's the what's the place that Johannes and Soba went to this summer? They went to the Grüne
Wilde Möhre.
Wilde Möhre.
Wild Carrot.
Places like that would be great to perform at because they have like independent artists that do sort of electronic pop music, whatever, EDM or house or whatever. And I would love to perform in like a forest in front of a crowd of people that both like the music and like to have a good time. So the whole trick is to find out where your market is and how to reach that market. I've been with a management company in the past 2 times, but you know, right now I'm working alone again, and I don't always know. So if you want to have me come to a sports event, you just ask Mr. Püschel, and he'll let you know. I can be there.
All right.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Last question, Morten.
Okay.
By another Johannes in the room.
Hello, Johannes.
Hi. I have also a question about YouTube. What do you think? Is it important to get famous on YouTube to earn money and get famous as a musician?
I don't know anybody that was famous off of YouTube. I don't really know too much about YouTube artists. I know that there's a band called Pamplemousse. Have you heard of those? Well, it's a guy and a girl in Canada, I think, and they started doing cover songs, like hit songs in their own versions and make videos, and they became big YouTube successes and have made, I imagine, a lot of money and started performing quite a bit, and the videos have become way better. But besides from that, I think not really any of my friends or colleagues are big on YouTube. Yeah, so I don't know much about YouTube.
Okay, and do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. Q Music Cable. So if you go on to there, there's a bunch of videos in there.
Okay.
I do make videos myself. What's that, Mr. Püschel?
You still see me there?
I can see you talking to me, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we wanted to check out your YouTube channel and we still had some problems to watch it. Is it?
Oh.
Did you connect the GEMA? No, huh?
Or no. But you know what you do? What? I have the similar content on Vimeo.
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 Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
/Hear Music.
Yeah.
KIRMUSIC.
Okay.
And then you can watch all my videos. I have a bunch of videos in there.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, if you're interested.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Morten, for the end, we would like to know, can we help you somehow? Like when we get connected, like could we preview one song from your new album and write a comment, or do you have any ideas where we could help you with 16 sports, men and girls, helping you for your project?
Oh, that's really nice of you. Thank you. Well, what I could do, when is this supposed to happen, Johannes? Because we've been recording some of the songs for my new album in Denmark, and I would love if you would listen to it. But some of the songs are not really that far along, and I wonder if it's something you want to do like this week, or if it's something you want to do in a month. If it were in a month, then I could send you some songs, and you could let me know what you think. And also maybe let me know which one you think is better for a single. And if it's something you want to do right now, I can send you some early drafts, and then you'll just have to accept that it's not done.
Okay, so our unit, I think we will stay on that unit for 1.5 months. So the next 2 weeks we fortunately have holidays, but then in 3 weeks we start again. So there are a lot of articles that are connected to orderhangers and stuff like that. Maybe we could put it inside the article, like we have a brand new song and we analyze it, like in form of that article, or like in content of that article, if your new song is a hit, or if it's maybe a bit more complex, like you said. Like, or someone else, something else, what's really good for you, where we could help you, because we have here internet, and we could do a lot maybe if we have 2 hours of power to publish something or to help you.
Oh, that's really nice. Yes, that sounds great.
If you have an idea, you can write me a mail, and I will put it into our unit.
That sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So, any questions? No. So, Morten, thank you very much for getting up so early, even if you thought it's tomorrow. We appreciate that very much. Hope to see you.
Thank you. I was going to tell you that while we talked, it became light outside. So this is the view from where I live. It's a little foggy right now, but in a few hours the sun will come out, and then the sky will be blue, and And down there is Hollywood Boulevard, just like a few blocks that way. So if you want to go look at people that had big success in the music industry, you can go on the Walk of Fame all the way back down there. So.
We understand. So, and if you want to have a look for the future sports stars of Germany, we can also arrange that. I know. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's dark now.
Yeah. No, it's.
Put the light on. So this will be the next sports stars of Germany: volleyball, weiß ich nicht, archery, fencing.
Decathlon.
What?
Very cool.
Decathlon. Yeah, but you know them already because they spoke to you. I just wanted to turn my computer, you know.
Yeah. Good luck to you guys.
So have a good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johannes.
Bye bye.
Yeah.